For empowering the people of Telangana, particularly middle class families, unemployed youth, underprivileged people. In the process that we have mentioned and we have announced also good number of guarantees. And those guarantees we have been implementing also, majority of them, most of them, including recently, though it was not there in the guarantees list, we have cautiously taken a decision to take up the loans to the self-help groups without interest. In a sense, the interest will be paid by the government and asking the self-help groups to empower themselves by involving not only trade, even in the micro and small industry also by setting up. Our dream is to lend them not less than 1 lakh of crores in this 5 years. 1 lakh of crores, that money is circulated among the self-help groups. I feel definitely that will change the entire scenario of our society and particularly rural women. So I thought I will request the SLBC, be liberal in lending the money to the self-help groups. Because I have been watching in other schemes also, though we have been doing social banking for a long time, particularly corporations. Repayment might be less, but whereas in self-help groups, your repayment is very high and the utilization of the money is also very, very reasonable and logical also. And they are making good progress also. So my sincere request to the banking sector, wherever it is possible, try to give the maximum lending to the self-help group members. This is what I thought I'll request you. But anyway, other than this, priority sector lending, our priority is agriculture. And I know you all might be facing some problem in lending fresh loans. As our agriculture minister very rightly said that while lending money that you are asking even the past source, though it is not required. We also promise to the people of the farming community of the state saying that we will waive their loans. We are in the process of doing that. We will do that also by taking the help of the banking sector and industry. Meanwhile, I request the banking sector not to show any kind of negligence or ill feeling towards the farming community by not giving the loaning on the name of irregular account or your loan is not being waived off. It is not their fault. We are planning for that. At the earliest, we will be doing that. If you stop lending them fresh loan, you will be forced to go to the money lender. It is not a small amount also. It is in the thousands of crores. Once if you force them to go to the money lender, the demand and supply again comes here in the picture. Suddenly the demand grows very high. Obviously the rate of interest also goes high. Automatically the farmer will get into a debt trap and finally it will lead to suicides. So as a social responsibility, I request you to please be with a human face while lending the money to the agriculture sector. Like even emu birds. It's a new scheme. The state and the government of India also thought that let's encourage the emu birds. And we forced them to take up that emu birds culture. But unfortunately it's got failed. Can't help it. And they have been suffering. And their accounts have become irregular. They have been running around the banking sector and to the ministers, the government. Nothing is happening. In the process, what's happening? They have become restless, distressed, and there is no solution for them. My request is, as our minister requested you, please go for one-time settlement and settle the issue so that they can take up the other profession and can lead their life also. So let's not keep it pending for a long time. I request at least in this financial year, I hope the SLBC will take it in a serious way and sort it out. And also, in the priority sector lending, housing, educational loans. See, I come from a small village, a rural background. I know what is the value of the educational loan. So knowing that only, I got an opportunity of becoming a director in a national bank in the way back in the 90s. I was just completed my post-graduation, I became a director, and I have witnessed and experienced also educational loan problem. So when I was in the first board meeting, I requested my leader chairman, who happens to be a son of a freedom fighter. And the bank was also founded by a freedom fighter of Andhra Pradesh, leader in Andhra Pradesh combined state, Dr. Bogaraj Pattab Sitaramaya, Andhra Bank. So I requested the board, let's think about constituting an educational loan, create an educational loan seriously, and to be named after Dr. Bogaraj Pattab Sitaramaya educational loan. So is the case even on the agriculture community also, because I coming from an agriculture family, requested to have a card, credit card, Pattabi Kisan credit card. Both the cards we have introduced and inaugurated in Ravindra Bharati by inviting the Finance Minister, Mr. Chidambaram. But now, even after 2 decades also, I see in your book, the educational lending is very less. The housing lending is also very less. Priority sector lending is also very less. But non-priority sector lending, see 557.85%. Whereas your agricultural infra lending is 20.66%. And Rabi lending is only 49.29%. Housing loans are 24.75%. And educational loans are 19.75%. I don't say that you should not do it to the corporate lending and all that, but still, at the same time, we need to have some social responsibility also. That's the main reason and motto behind the nationalizing the banks by the then Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi. So my request is, let us not only by lending money to the commercial activities to make money, at the same time, whatever the wealth you are creating or making, you have to distribute to the people who are not having any helping hands, have nots also. This is what we have to do. That's what the main social responsibility of any banking sector. So my request, SBI is also a bank which has been started by the then freedom fighters only, with a noble cause to enrich or to lend our own farming community to lead their agriculture sector and other priority sectors. So as SLBC leader, SBI of the state, I request, let us have a regular meetings where all the state government support is required. Even not only you lending, while even collecting also, we are there to help you. It is a continuous process, and we need to have a team of people to support the people who are all taking the money, whether they are properly using that or as a guiding force, so that the money can be properly invested, money can be properly monitored, and then your retirement also is taken care very carefully. So it's the case even NABARD is also here. Madam is talking very high about their lending towards the agriculture community and other sectors. I really appreciate. If the NABARD also comes forward for these kinds of sectors, we are there to fully support the NABARD also. And on behalf of the government, my Chief Minister, Mr. Revanth Reddy, personally asked me to convey the regards to the SLBC, and also requested to extend all your support in all our social responsibilities of what are the guarantees that we have announced, particularly waiving of the loans to the farming community, lending of the money to the self-help group, women, and other guarantees like housing, other self-employment schemes also. In Mudra, what Prime Minister scheme, there are also large number of Telangana unemployed youth. They have been facing a serious problem. The state government is selecting some of the qualified youngsters to take the loans, but unfortunately, when they go to the banking sector is asking for collateral securities, which is against the rules. What the banking sector is saying, you give it to the unemployed youth to encourage their self-employment activity to the tune of 1 crore or even more than that. I don't know. Stand up will be up to 1 crore. Yeah, stand up. So right from 10 lakhs to 1 crore. So, but majority of the banks are seriously insisting for the collateral security. And there you have a large number of people, those who are not having the collateral security, to pledge for these kinds of loans. If you insist for that, then they are being denied of getting any help from the banking sector. But the very purpose of the keeping of these schemes are getting defeated. So my request, all the senior officers who are all sitting here, to see to that these schemes are are implemented, and so that we can really achieve the goals. So I especially since it is my first meeting, I really appreciate whatever that you have done. You have still the last quarter. These results might be up to December only. The last quarter you might be achieving good results or targets. Hope this last quarter at least you will achieve these results, and I wish you all the best. And the state of Telangana as a whole, it's a very rich state, having lots of infrastructure, a good weather, very good cosmopolitan city. It loves everyone, it invites everyone. You have all kinds of support system, ecosystem, and good human resources. So if you can make use of this, all the ecosystem, if you can really do a good business here as a banking sector, particularly software industry, core industry, service sector, and other what we are thinking of, going for the clusters also, very recently we applied, all along the outer ring road. And we are even planning for the regional ring road. Once the regional ring road is completed, the entire state is connected to the outer ring road, and outer ring road is connected to the main hub of the city. So it is more or less, it's going to be a city street, Hyderabad city street. All the district headquarters, once they are connected, they will become a suburbs of the state. So your scope of doing business and industry also very high. And I request to take all these into consideration. Invite big industries, save them, make money, distribute this wealth to the poorer sections and socially backward classes also. So I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Thank you once again.